The match is now starting. The refight has begun. This is take 2 of the first map of the bronze match for Torchlight Tango. Going to be very interesting seeing the strategies that DINO decides to pull up. It does look like Oxtrus already going to go down. K-Chef and Spaten taking him out over by the Relic. But Nick is taking another 1v3. This is the same thing that we recognized earlier. That was a horrid decision. Palm Tree going to be taking out a nice kill though. Spaten going to be trading for Nick. Useful going to be trading for K-Chef. Goral going to be trading for Useful. Oh my goodness. Gale going to be trading for Goral. So many trades going on right about now. I mean, if you're DINO here, you should be pushing on this player out. You should just be having 3 of your players go for these 2 players on the point. They're right next to each other. You get those hits. You just win. One of those Pyros is so weak.
Does
4 HP,
barely making it away. If I was Gale, I would recognize that this player is running, and I'd try and chase him down for that pick.
Yeah, I would definitely have tried to hunt that guy down. It does look like K-Chef ping spiking a little bit. If you press tab, he's got 400 ping right at the moment, so unfortunate for K-Chef, but the show must go on. We do see some fighting going on just behind the point here, and it's not looking good.
Man melter kill by Nick on Spaten.
Oh, that is not something we expected to see today, I don't think. We're expecting to see some crit man melters, but I don't think we were expecting to see Spaten get taken out by it. K-Chef is going to be fighting all on his own on this point here. The 200 ping menace going in deep, making his name known. He is he's doing the best he can here with as much lag as he's dealing with. I can respect it. We do have a big fight going on the point here. They're going to be taking down Gale here, and it does look like we're going to have a decent fight going on. Spaten just kind of 1v2ing these people, hitting his shots like a madman. Oh my goodness. 1 HP. He's going to get taken down by a reflex kill.
On Spaten is just not having fun right now.
Useful taking that 1v1 on the point against Goral, barely alive, but managing to squeeze out one final frag before he goes down. Nick actually gets taken down by a Neon Annihilator crit. So, I mean, that's a first for this bracket as well, I believe. Oh, Palm Tree going into that 1v3.
Gale coming in here trying to sneak up on the point behind.
And it doesn't look like it's going to be working out in his favor here. He's super weak trying to get for that pack, but it's just not worth. And it does look like we're going to see Oxtrus fall to the same exact fate, going down for the pack, but it's not there. But if you're on DINO here, you have a lot of time to regroup and rethink your strategy, because you have a minute's worth of time add on this clock, and you don't really have to try that hard to get back in. I mean, Kitchen Staff doesn't have a strong forward hold against you guys, and you have 2 players walking up that flank, one of them unfortunately getting spotted early, and now you have 3 players in the same spot. All it takes is 1 or 2 pyros to hit one of them, and they're all dead basically. But it does look like Duds is going to get taken out. No picks from him, and Sorted is also going to be going down. 4 players down, and it's a wipe. Whew. DINO definitely switching up their strategies here, taking a lot more team fights, still getting into the mindset of taking more team fights. We do still see a couple mistakes here and there of them trying to take these little 1v2s, 1v3s, but we're seeing a lot less of it now. We're seeing a lot more stronger team play come out, which I think is going to be crucial for the scoreline upset in this retry. Useful Ant is going to go down on this point here. Spaten very weak, 50 HP, not able to get that pack on the point. Going to be putting out, I believe it was K-Chef next to him, and he is going to go down below the point. Gale is going to go down to Afterburn. Goral is going to go down to a crater by the cliff, going to fall into the ruins, and Red is the only one alive on this point here. Never mind, I stand corrected. Palm Tree going in, trying to fight this point here. Spaten, 39 HP, just air blasting him away, trying to get as much cap time as possible, and he's going to drop down for that pack there. 170 HP, basically full. Is he going to be able to hold this point all on his own, though?
It does appear that Palm Tree, you know, taking a very smart strategy and backing away to try and regroup with his team rather than sacking for basically no cap time.
Yeah, this is like a polar opposite of what we've seen DINO do in that prior match. We saw them always try and go for those silly little goofy plays where they take those 1v2s, but they seem to be realizing, hey man, this isn't working. We've got to adjust our strategies. And as we're saying that, it does look like they're trying to take as much cap time as they can off of this point, but it's not going to be worthwhile for them. Going over to their spawn here, it does look like they're just playing around, waiting for players to come up, but Useful and Palm Tree are slowly creeping their way towards the flank, but they are spotted by Sorted. They do know that they have some flank presence. Spotting just trying to get some man melter shots off on the left side here, looking at it from red half of the map, and it looks like they're going to get 3 pyros onto the point on the side of DINO, but they're all weak and they're down a player. They end up taking out Goral, and Nick and Oxtrus go down, trying to cap time on that point, but it's just not working out for him. Spotting going to be air blasting this guy off of the point as well. He's just going to be taking this fight all on his own, taking out Gale, hopefully, with his teammates here now backing him up, but Gale doesn't seem to be taking any damage at all. Just kind of 1v3ing, dancing around them. Gas is thrown all over the point from both sides, and no afterburn damage coming out from it, unfortunately. But it does look like DINO is going to be taking this point back, but not before Kitchen Staff can equalize the time. And right as I say that, actually, Kitchen Staff does manage to get some point presence, denying them just barely. It's right there. All Kitchen Staff has to do is get off that point for a second, and it switches over, and that's exactly what happened. But it does look like they're going to be able to instantly recap Palm Tree here. And Nick, very weak, 1 HP, basically 2 HP actually on Nick, and he ends up going down.
1v3.
And it doesn't look like Palm Tree is going to be able to do much there.
Fortunately, goes down with a rake kill.
But Kitchen Staff also didn't have that many players on the point, so the times are going to even out here, and it actually looks like the time is going to be going in favor of DINO here. They get these players on the point, they start air blasting people off, and it's only Goral that's contesting the point right now. Spotting all the way over on the ruins, not doing very much to contest right now, rather air blast some people than use his Dragon's Fury, which is a bit concerning. You've got to get this cap time, you've got to get these kills, you've got to secure these frags. There's only 2 players left on the side of DINO, so it's not like it's taking that much work. There's just one guy on the side.
To try and get this.
Palm Tree's doing everything he can, everything in his power. He's denying so much cap time, but it's just not enough. But he is delaying for a super long time, getting 3 of his players up. They might be able to get there just in time to kill who they have on the point and maybe recap. I mean, they do still have 15 seconds and counting to make a play here. And as long as they get some cap time, we're going to see a double overtime for the first round of this refight go on. And it does look like we're going to be dropping Oxtrus here. Red team, Kitchen Staff, going to be getting some heavy point presence. Gale really going to be the only one. Now his entire team backing him up. It's going to be a massive, massive fight. And oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness!
Oh my god!
Hey Chef, the only one
this
to
is
never mind.
Cyberbullying.
The only person lost in that last fight was Gale on DINO, and Kitchen Staff completely wiping.
This is cyberbullying, what we just witnessed from DINO here. I mean, they just walked in again. Like I said, they changed up their strategies, or like I was hoping for. They changed up their strategies and they started playing more as a team as opposed to taking these like really bad and disadvantageous 1v1s. And that ended up helping them take home that first round W. So this is
it appears our first fight will be happening in ruins.
Oh no! Oxtrus and Nick go down. Oxtrus getting thrown off the side of the map, but it looks like K-Chef almost going down, barely managing to escape, but during this entire debacle, Palm Tree going to be the only one alive for the side of DINO. Managing to get some kills, though, secure some frags. Spotting going to be taking the 1v1 on the point here, lighting him on fire, getting a nice hit, but it does look like they're both kind of beefing. Spotting taking home that kill, going to be denying the point. There is no cap yet, but it is a lot of cap time in favor of DINO, and if I were Kitchen Staff here, I would just back up, give him the point, and try and regroup right now, because you have duds in on this point, and he's not doing a whole lot for his team. He's actually delaying his death so hard, but it doesn't matter because they never convert any of the damage they get into him on a kill. And Kitchen Staff walks in and starts bullying them. Nick probably gonna die to afterburn here. Gale Gaming now on 16 HP just goes down over here. These are really bad respawn times to have if you are on the side of DINO, and the first cap is gonna go to Kitchen Staff.
We do see Duz with a crit man melter, unfortunately missing his shot, but you know, you can't win them all.
No cross map, crit, man melter, Sag. Does look like we have Spot and trying to get a nice flank play, dealing a lot of damage onto Palm Tree, or Useful Ant, I'm not sure who it was, but he did get a lot of damage on one of those two, and his teammates end up cleaning up the kills. DINO now kind of just feeding for the point here. Gale is gonna have to get out of here with his life if he wants any chance of trying to, you know, fight this point with his team, and he does end up going down very late. We also have Nick trying to go win a solo 1v3 onto the point, but the rest of his team does show up to the flank here, but there is a Pyro behind them. K-Chef coming in, getting some nice damage, but it's not going to be enough. Girls going down on this midpoint, but they have no cap time. No cap time is on the clock. Spawn over here behind the point on red side, fighting two Pyros now. Very unfortunate position to be in, but he's going to take down Nick. The point is still heavily contested. There is a minute off the clock for the side of Kitchen Staff, and it does look like DINO is going to be able to convert all this cap time into an actual cap. K-Chef, they're trying to go for a frag here.
No, they actually do not.
Wait, what?
Sorted coming in and just barely stopping DINO from getting this cap.
No, this is not a good position to be in if you are DINO. I mean, if you're DINO right here, you have to be thinking to yourselves, all right, we're down a minute and a half. We need to think of something to try and get the clock ticking down in our favor.
Look, we got gas thrown by Sorted, trying to block off, I believe that's water.
Yeah, I do think a little bit of zoning trying to come into play here. They are going to be pushing up over here by the side of Cliff. DINO is going to be pushing up on the side of Cliff here, I should say. K-Chef and Sorted do both go down. Now it is a two-player ad, one player ad now on the side of DINO, and they are just going to be playing around the point here. They're all very weak, though.
Everyone off the point.
What a good air blast, good use of the mouse 2 button. It does look like Spawn going to be taking home this kill over on the side of Rel. Actually, maybe not. He might be able to get a nice kill over here, trying to contest the point. He does get that kill under the point and steal the pack from Useful.
Goral not able to recreate the air blast and save the point from being finally taken by DINO for the first time this round.
Yeah, definitely. This does look like a rough round if you are DINO. I mean, you got Oxtrus over here right behind the point, 9 HP. Half of your players are one shot away from dying, and you have to look at your HP and just think, we got to get out of here. I got to go all the way back to spawn. I got to resup. I got to find these packs. I got to do something so I can stay alive and be ready for that refight instead of watching the respawn clock tick down. But it does look like Useful ain't going to be walking and trying to take that 1v5. Not the best decision. He's going to take that pack from under, maybe get one frag or two for his troubles, but does not look like he's going to be able to convert any of the damage he gets into kills.
It does unfortunately look like DINO has accidentally resorted back to their previous matches strategies. They need to try and do what they were doing, that worked so well last round.
Yeah, I mean, especially now, you kind of have to change up your strategy on the fly. I mean, you have 13 seconds now until this round ticks in favor of Kitchen Staff. So we are I do think
it does look like this second round will be going to Kitchen Staff, leading to a match point next round. Again,
this is the same situation we found ourselves in the last attempt to fight this map. I mean, it's 1-1. It's any team's game right now. We've seen strong plays from either side. So we are going to see, well, I'm hoping to see some strong plays from Kitchen Staff here. I'm hoping to see the scoreline be originally what it was intended to be. But I think DINO might be able to pull something out here and get a big play. Oh my
too much
goodness!
Being
3 players
sniped.
going down instantly. The Duds going down, but Goral taking out Useful. The last player alive is Nick. He just has to run away. There's nothing he can do here. He's getting flanked. He doesn't even know it. Oh no. Actually, I don't think he is getting flanked.
No, it appears that
we have Goral sitting inside of spawn. The trigger discipline not really working out for them here because they end up getting lit on fire.
Almost taking Palm Tree out before they even make it to mid.
But do they know Goral's hiding right there? The Man Melter crit ready, but not enough. K-Chef ends up going down, and Sorted is going to go down as well. The entirety of the Kitchen Staff is going to be taken out on the point here. A nice refight from DINO. They might be able to take this. Never mind.
Getting air blasted
getting
by
that
Spotted.
crucial air blast.
Spotted trying to delay their cap as much as he can.
and he's not taking any damage almost. I mean, he's still over 100 HP, now 60, 69. Nice, getting that nice man melter hit. He's trying to get the rate kill. Will he get the rate kill? He is just kind of baiting this guy out, but prolonging his death there, maybe not the best decision. He is going to end up dying. Sorted now also dying. It does look like we're going to have a lot of fighting going on this point here. This is like the point of contention right about now. We do have Duds alive, 60 HP below the point, ready to re-aggress at a moment's notice. Both players on the side of DINO fighting the point right now, over by Rella, getting air blasted into the air and getting taken down. KF is getting so many crucial frags and ends up getting taken down, but it doesn't matter. He's already killed 2, and he's going to make it so that Goral and Spaten can take down Ant as well, and that point is going to go right back into the hands of the kitchen staff.
If I was Octors, I'd be backing up, waiting for my team right now, not trying to take this 1v3. Goral apparently at blue spawn, flanking them as they get out of spawn. Unfortunately, does not play out in their favor.
Yeah, it does not look like the spawn camp one man is going to work out in their favor there, but we do have some cap time coming in from blue, but it does get reverted quickly there after Palm Tree going in, taking a 1v2, now a 1v3, getting chased down by 2 Pyros. Not going to be the best decision for him here, but it does look like blue is going to be getting a whole bunch of cap time. Duds getting thrown into the air here, but the red team is throwing blue off of the point. It doesn't even matter how much cap time they get. They're just getting right-clicked off, but it does look like they're going to be able to maybe manage to turn this point blue for just a couple of seconds, or maybe even longer than that. K-Chef coming in, getting a little bit of cap time for red, and it does look like Spaten going to be hunting down Useful over here.
K-Chef going down in a fight for the health pack.
Oof, doesn't look like this doesn't look like a good regress for red here, unless you take into account the health of blue. I mean, blue, all red has to do here is walk forward and left click on the correct people, and they'll get like three picks right there, which it looks like they decided to, you know, take action on. Does look like we're going to see Goral take down a bunch of players there, get a nice free pick under the point, and fight for that pack. Doesn't end up winning for it, but will get some nice picks. Get another crucial pick over there by the
Goral 8 HP window. Dream.
Palm Tree going to be defending that point almost single-handedly. Spaten going in, taking down Gale, but not Palm Tree actually. Oxters coming in to help Gale, and they take down Duds and Sorted. Palm Tree getting that solo. Oxters getting the solo on Spaten, and Goral was going in all on her lonesome, just taking that 1v3. Not the best decision to take right there, and that does put the timer in favor of DINO.
We have a good stare down between Chef and Ant over here.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
It does look like we're going to see a lot of stare downs right about now until an actual fight decides to come through.
Going for the taunt kill. What?
Oh no.
That may have just costed his team this refight.
Yeah, I do think that might have actually cost them the refight, because they're now down 3, down 4. Useful is the last one alive, and it goes down.
Wipes. Nick dooming his team for the taunt kill. Was it worth it? No, I do not believe so.
I mean, you can see it how you want to see it, but at the end of the day, DINO is still up a minute total in time. All they have to do is take this refight.
Going for the forward hold gas throw, and it does not play out.
Yeah, I don't think Goral going for this solo forward hold is the best idea, but if you're really that paranoid about them coming on the flank, you should just have at least another person with you. It does look like DINO is going to be able to reaggress here, already taking down 3 players on the side of Kitchen Staff, and they're just chasing this one guy out. They're not really paying attention to the point here. They now have Pyros flooding into that point, trying to get as much cap time as possible. Spaten does end up going down. It does look like the point is going to go back into the hands of DINO. This might be an upset. This might be a mirror of the previous round.
Yeah, it does look like we may go into overtime if DINO can just win this next fight coming up. Taunt kills going off one more time.
He might just get it. Who knows? It does look like red team going to be able to walk in. Oxters going down. Goral going down as well. Gale and Palm Tree getting a nice assist right there. But there's so much gas on the point. It doesn't even matter, though, because there's no Pyros there to help make use of it. DINO is going to be wiping right here. It's a 2v1 on this point right here. Now a 1v1. Gale getting air blasted away. Palm Tree walking in on top of the point. The point has fallen into the hands of Kitchen Staff, but there's nobody on Kitchen Staff to help contest the point. And there's one Pyro just sitting on top of it. And the point's going to go back to DINO. Wait a minute.
Oh, wait
a minute.
If Gale goes down, if Goral can just get this point.
Oh,
it's unfortunate. It does look like
off the point there.
does look like DINO will be taking round 1 of the bronze match.
This is going to be an interesting match. I'm going to be taking a little gander at Useful here. Already opting to try and walk in through the little cubby here, but he's not really going to get anything out of it. Already on 40 HP and going down to Steve, Quirkle, and Goral. And they actually end up taking out 3 already. If you're on the side of DINO here, you just have to back out. There's a big fight going on in the baggage area, and it's just not not working out in their favor here, because Steve Quirkle is going to end up going down as well. Palm Tree going to end up getting taken down by the Man Melter from Duds, but they are starting to do a refight here. Useful Ant getting some nice hits onto these players on the point here, getting a nice flank in, but his players aren't really there to support him. He's now on 100 HP, taking that afterburn damage. He's gonna have to back away before he gets taken out. He's got the rake out, waiting for this pack to spawn. He's now 100 HP. He's getting pinched from the side though, and there's a bunch of fighting going on the point here. They're just taking that 1v3. I mean, there's not a whole lot going on for DINO here. They kind of just have to leave, regroup, and hope that their next fight can be a little bit better while they wait for their respawns, and hopefully the minutes of time lost doesn't affect them all too much.
Of course, and now with the strategies changing, you can't just abuse that health pack like on Relic underneath the point. You have to kind of preserve your life a lot more in these fights.
Definitely. I don't think the plane is cursed here, because we've got a 2v1 going on in the plane, and I'm seeing those projectiles fly straight through. And right on the point here, we have Steve Quirkle and K-Chef, I believe, just fending off any players. Palm Tree going down, trying to take that point, and so is Oxtrus. Gale going to end up taking down Duds here, but is he going to be able to get anybody else? I mean, it doesn't look like it. He's going to go down 9 HP. He's almost dead. He's going to get raked by Steve, by, I guess, Apostrophe. I don't know who that's supposed to be.
They want to
got no name.
Remain
Masked Warrior. Yeah. Fear me, I guess. They don't know his name, but they know he carries a strong swing with a rake. It does look like DINO going to be down 2 minutes on this cap time here, but it might the point might trade hands over to them, and their time will start ticking down. It does look like that's going to happen after they take out Duds and Steve Quirkle. If you're on the side of Kitchen Staff here, you just have to sit and spawn for a little bit, regroup, and let your players get ready for a refight. One interesting piece of tech I'm already noticing is the fence here on the point is actually just a little bit too far in on the point, so that you can actually stand on the edge and see through it without actually being harmed. But that said, Kitchen Staff just kind of walking in and deleting everybody. Palm Tree somehow not getting hit yet. Okay, finally going down, somehow managing to draw their attention away for a very, very, very long time. But
if I were DINO in this situation, I would honestly wait for Palm Tree to respawn, not taking this 4v5.
Yeah, I don't, I'm not a big fan of this strategy here. Gale and Oxtrus are kind of getting bullied here. Gale gonna be Gale gonna be right on top of that plane staircase there, but he is gonna get taken down. There is a pyro inside of the plane. Oh, not anymore. And man, this looks like a rough fight for Kitchen Staff here. I mean, they have a pyro inside a plane here, just getting those packs out, and he gets hit by the Man Melter.
Yes, again, initiates more.
Oh my goodness. He's just getting bullied over here. I mean,
having to flee to spawn. It does appear that
gets taken down, but
maybe going down. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, Palm Tree ends up going down there, and so does Oxtrus. That is a nice 2 picks for Kitchen Staff to have here. This is a perfect time for them to reaggress, especially when they only have, I believe this is Gale fighting this point all on his lonesome. So, man, this is rough. Gale just fighting all on his own. 16 HP, getting kind of bullied right about now. He's just taking as many pot shots as he possibly can, trying to help his teammate take this point here, maybe.
He's playing from the low ground, and the team just completely ignores him and lets him get these pot shots in.
Yeah, he's just getting a lot of damage, and you know, the team ignoring him is definitely allowing him to get away with some stuff he definitely shouldn't be. But he's on 16 HP constantly, and he ends up finally getting taken down. There's a fight going on in this little cubby area with these packs, and it looks like Goral is going to go down to Doré.
Ant maybe burning. Oh, Ant burns to death, unfortunately.
We also do have to note 10 seconds left on this timer for excuse me, get the hiccups. For Kitchen Staff to take home this round. It does look like we're going to have Palm Tree kind of fighting as much as they can. The entirety of DINO now on this point right here. Oh my goodness. Goral going to be trying to go in for a Hail Mary play, get everybody off the point, and it does look like it's working only for a little bit though. He's going to get thrown into the air, taken down, air shot by the Fury. And it does look like we have Steve Quirkle running up into that plane there, but he's trapped. It's brutal.
As we can see, the Schrodinger's projectile really played in DINO's favor there.
Yeah, definitely. We got some gas thrown onto a lot of the players on Kitchen Staff. They're going to be taking that crispy afterburn damage. But you do have K-Chef as the last one alive, ready to contest that point, and he's getting a lot of his health just kind of deleted. He's just getting bullied out there.
I believe he has the range and he's able to heal fully in that plane.
I think he thinks he's getting pinched on right now, but he finally realizes he's able to walk out of that plane for free. He's not really getting focused as much anymore. The timer is ticking down. It is overtime as of right now, I would say, because, I mean, you got 50 seconds on the side of DINO, and you have to
Palm Tree goes down, and it does not look like that DINO will be able to secure this first round.
Yeah, Kitchen Staff is going to be taking that first round. Going to make this score line 0-1 in favor of the Kitchen Staff. We're already seeing some new interesting strategies come out for Hanger. You know, I would like to see some crazy stuff come out. More plain gameplay. I think that's what we need. I think we need to see at least one more person just get stuck in here and get raked again.
Of course, but now that they've gotten a little adjusted to this map, maybe they'll be able to develop more sound strategies. But it does look like Kitchen coming out swinging on that plane, on the side of the plane.
Two pyros from Blue, Oxtrus, and Palm Tree inside of that plane, though. Going to be bullying him out. Kitchen Staff getting a lot of presence onto the point early and killing a lot of players. And Palm Tree somehow managing to live. Goral going down, but Apostrophe takes him out as well. And Nick also goes down. Steve Quirkle ends up killing him in cold blood. It does look like Apostrophe going to be barely escaping with his life while... let's see. My mouse one is unbound. Why? Why does my game do this? Gale Gaming barely manages to escape with like 20 HP and manages to find that pack in the baggage area. And Nick getting that nice afterburn kill onto Apostrophe, getting a nice kill onto K-Chef, getting a nice kill onto Goral as well. This entire team, DINO just getting some nice picks, some crucial picks, if you will, getting ready to take that point. Duds also going down to late death. Nice
Steve maybe
pick to get.
dying if he can just not get away.
1 HP!
Lives to tell the tale. That may help out good old Kitchen Staff in this refight coming up very shortly.
I think it will. I think having Steve Quirkle live right there is definitely going to help them out in the long run for this team fight. It might be a little bit scrappy at first. You know, they don't have Apostrophe, but they're going to be taking down Useful Ant here. And a lot of the players on Blue are weak. Palm Tree goes down. Gale's on 80 HP. They do have a Pyro stuck. Steve Quirkle is stuck on the staircase. Somehow a projectile just went straight through him. I don't know how he survived that. Oxtrix.
I think we can chalk that one up to Source Spaghetti.
I think so. I think that's really the only way to
time exactly even, though. This is a very close match, or close round, I should say.
True, it is a very close round. If Kitchen Staff manages to take this, we will be seeing a round of Sandstone. So it does look like we're seeing a lot of point presence come in from DINO here. It is even players right now, but a lot of players on Kitchen Staff are very weak. Steve Quirkle barely managing to get a pack and keep himself alive, and Apostrophe on the point here. A lot of their players just kind of stuck in bad positions. I do think Duds is starting to lag out. He's got 500 ping staring into the abyss.
And Apostrophe escape. Wow, he does.
I'm surprised. Oh no, poor Duds, man. He's just going in. He doesn't know where he is. He's lost.
Someone needs to help him, give him some directions, figure out where his team is.
Someone help him find his way around the terminal. It does look like Kitchen Staff is going to wipe trying to fight this point here, but they do get another minute of time off the clock, and this is now point in hand for DINO. Will they be able to make anything happen with this point time and with one of the players of Kitchen Staff, you know, lagging so horrendously?
Of Of course. It does look like the refight is coming up. Palm Tree, I believe, getting the gas down in that health pack room.
DINO players immediately getting shoved off the point and not able to really contest it, getting pushed onto the low ground. But it does look like K-Chef is going to be the only one fighting over there by the
stuck
plane.
on the stairs.
Oh no!
That is very unfortunate for DINO. That may have just cost great kill. DINO unfortunately going down, and the point is recaptured by the kitchen staff.
Nick not quite stuck in the plane there, but stuck right on the boarding stairs. So I guess you could count that as being stuck in the plane. I guess it depends on what you consider part of the plane. But it does look like we're going to be seeing a standard little hold here from kitchen staff. They're just going to be playing around these packs, waiting for the players to get all healed up.
Point by DINO.
Oh my goodness! It actually looks like Palm Tree, Oxtrus, and Useful Ant going to be the dynamic trio there, getting a lot of damage in from all three of them.
Air shot in on Coral, and that lets them go down, and this point is recaptured. Minute 42 in on DINO and 37 on the kitchen staff.
Yeah, this is definitely an interesting match so far. We are witnessing a lot of back and forth at this point, which is something I think was missing from the prior map. But I'm glad to see on this map, you know, it's a little bit more evenly matched. The strategies are a little bit new to either team. It does look like we're going to see a lot of point aggression here. Kitchen staff doesn't really need to be full aggro. They still have a bunch of time at, and they can play around that. It does look like Nick very weak and be playing around those packs there, but they are getting a lot of cap time on the side of kitchen staff, and they're going to be taking down Palm Tree. Nick could be the next one to fall, and he is. Steve Quirkle goes down as well, and so does K-Chef, though. Useful Ant going to be taking a nice
on the point
2K right there.
Kitchen staff.
And the gas is rethrown by DINO onto the point as well, forcing everybody off. Nobody's getting cap time on that anymore. Like apostrophe, 116 HP, going and taking that 1v3, getting thrown across the point there.
Yeah, 1 HP in a dream.
He's going in and he doesn't even care. He wants to frag. Somehow he's managing to live. I don't understand how. He ends up getting picked off by Steve Quirkle here.
Caster's curse, but he did manage to help Nick secure 2 kills.
Somehow DINO was holding this point. Palm Tree barely managing to survive that big scrappy fight. Steve Quirkle going down at just the last second. If you are on the side of kitchen staff here, you've really got to regroup fast and try and take a refight in and wipe their team as quickly as you possibly can. But it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do that. This might be another down to match point round here. Kitchen staff finally getting some cap time on, but more players are ready to fight this point on the side of DINO than kitchen staff. One of the players very weak on the point, though. Useful Ant could be taken down on any point, and down he goes. Does look like a lot of players are getting bullied, though. Dud's gonna go down, and that's match points here. It's another down to the wire game. This is anybody's match.
Of course, as the match progresses, we could see more strategies being developed on Hangar, more people playing around the baggage area and the tower area for the health, and less and less people playing around the plane, as shown by Schrodinger's projectile and Source Spaghetti stairs.
Yeah, it is very interesting to see a lot less Source Spaghetti plays going on. It does look like Steve Quirkle going to be taking that fight in that baggage area. Almost coming out with a 2K right there. He might actually get it. He is beefing a little bit, though. He gets that 2K, though. Onto Nick. Oh, don't rake him. Oh, he gets the reverse rake. Oof. No way, he gets 2. He gets 2.
He gets 2 rake kills.
2K.
Wow.
Somebody clip it right now. Oh, he almost gets the 3rd, but K-Chef puts him in his place, hits him over the head with the rake. No more Reign of Terror for Useful Ant.
I can't wait to see that in the replay.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome replay to look at from his POV. Does look like on the side of DINO, you have a lot of weak players trying to hold this point, but it's not going to be working out for him. No cap time. Gale Gaming, 20 HP, going to be going down.
And apostrophe down, but Gale goes down to Goral, as you said.
And Useful is the last one up, ready to fight this point, basically. You do have Oxtrus on the point here, getting
and the
cap time.
Are all gone, so Useful goes down to another rake kill.
Oh, how unfortunate, how the mighty have fallen. Does look like, actually, though, Palm Tree going to be able to bully a lot of people away from the point, and the cap is going to trade hands.
Steve using the fence to block the cap just that little longer, but unfortunately goes down to a rake kill.
hey, he might have gone down, but he bought his teammates a little bit of extra time and denied them some time on that clock, so it might just be worth it. But red team really has to be ready to convert that time into kills, which it doesn't look like they were ready to, and they all end up wiping yet again. And this is going to be a little bit more time for DINO, but they don't yet
You can see
have
both
time
team
add.
members using the fence to block each other's cap.
Yeah, I actually find it a little bit interesting. You can cap and deny that cap from behind that fence. That is a little bit of tech that is pretty useful to know. We do have Useful Ant here running away with 6 HP, finding a pack and managing to live. Gale Gaming on the point there, Nick on the point, Palm Tree on the point. The entirety of DINO is on this point, ready to deny anybody who crosses their path. Apostrophe in the plane, Duds trying to take a fight onto the point here.
Gas thrown by Goral to hopefully try and get those players set on fire.
A lot of damage coming out onto the point. That gas helping a whole bunch. Girl, Quirkle, and Duds getting a nice 3K right there. And that is a wipe on the side of DINO. And this is going to be a little bit more time for Kitchen Sav.
If I was Palm Tree, I'd back the heck up and wait for my team. But it does look like he's just going to try and take some pot shots.
Yeah, it does look like we're going to be seeing a little bit of pot shot gameplay coming from Duds here, pulling out the man melter, just trying to hit some cross maps.
Going for the rake kill by Goral, almost securing on
Quirkle getting to the one, his teammate barely managing to show up in time, and that's Oxtrus and Gale going to be ending up going down, and Useful as well. We see K-Chef kind of just bullying everybody he sees right now. I guess the same could be said for everybody on the kitchen staff. They are kind of just sending everybody to the Shadow Realm, sending them to the Void Dome, if you will. Not a whole lot that DINO can do. Gas thrown onto the point, a little bit of damage coming out, but nothing too crazy. Oxtrus kind of bullying them away. They're careful not to step in that gas. They don't want to deal with that afterburn, but it does look like we see a Neon kill from Gale. Apostrophe goes down, and Goral is also dead. Duds is down now. K-Chef is down. See, Quirkle's on 7 HP.
By Nick. Wow.
Oh, and a rake kill onto Steve.
And Palm Tree unfortunately dies to afterburn.
But the point is still firmly in DINO hands. Will they be able to keep this held, though, is the real question. I mean, they still have to whittle the time down to even have it considered their advantage. They are behind by at least 18 seconds here, so it is going to take them just a little bit. And if they're not playing this right, they could lose this point again.
Duds getting the cap through the wall to try and get that time, try and stop DINO from having
He walks over, but it's not quite enough. DINO's just going to be able to wipe their team there. I think he spent too much time trying to sit on the edge of that fence there, not really helping the rest of his team, and that kind of cost their team that fight right there, which puts DINO's total time.
Gas thrown by Red.
Does look like we're seeing a little bit of a scuffle go on, but oh my goodness, Quirkle taking down Nick and K-Chef taking down Oxtrus. Gale Gaming going to be taking down Apostrophe, and K-Chef going to be taking down Useful. A little bit of a fight going on the point right now. Palm Tree, the only one alive. He's taking this 1v4. Not the best decision. I would be backing up right now if I were him, but he take down Steve Quirkle.
He does get a kill down.
He ends up getting taken down by Goral, though, so it's not really a worthwhile pick to have.
Even if Steve is on a different respawn, I would have waited for my team to try and secure more kills and maybe even the point.
Definitely 2 gas cans coming out from the side of DINO right on top of the point, but nobody's really affected by it, I don't think. DINO's already now down 2 players, and Red is spawning up rapidly. Kitchen staff getting their reinforcements in as quick as humanly possible. Steve Quirkle basically full HP. I mean, he's just fighting this guy inside of his lobby, and he ends up taking him down. DINO's very weak now. They only have 2 players, and they're running out of time to think of a strategy, think of a way to take this point away from kitchen staff. I mean, there's not a whole lot they can really do here besides here's the one-man sack wave repeatedly over and over. But it does look like we have a little bit of aggression coming out from the DINO team here. They're getting on top of this point. It's a 4v1 on the point right now. They're getting a whole bunch of cap time. It does look like we're going to see Goral and Steve Quirkle try and contest this point, but it's not going to be enough. They're all very weak, and the kitchen staff is currently wiping, and that means the round goes to kitchen staff. There wasn't enough cap time for DINO to really make anything out of it.
Very unfortunate for DINO, but it does not mean that they are out. This means both teams will be going to the decider map.
This little obelisk in the way. It does look like we are going live, though we can't talk too much about the map geometry. I'm personally, I think I'm gonna be on the palm tree cam for this mid. I want to see what palm tree is gonna pull out.
Of course, this is the decider match. Whoever wins this match will be taking home the bronze match, or will be taking home bronze for Torchlight Tango.
I guess palm tree was a little bit AFK, so no more palm tree cam for now. But finally showing up to the mid, it does look like Steve Corkle is going to be taking down Nick, and Gorl's going to be taking down Oxtrus. If you're DINO here, you have to back up and just lick your wounds and try and recover, get ready to play the next fight. But you do have useful Ant over here. Maybe he'll get that that hero play, the 1v5. Will he win? He's getting the rake hits, but he ends up getting taken down by Duds.
Unfortunate. The kitchen staff barely scraping by with 1 HP. Steve and I can't see the other player's name, unfortunately, but they are showing us what the oven strategy actually is in action.
Yeah, admittedly, it's not a very strong oven strategy. They didn't have that much time to try and set it up. They weren't very quick with trying to. But we do have two very weak players on the side. Air shot by the kitchen staff himself onto Oxtrus there. It does look like we're going to be seeing a little bit of a fight go on this point here. Oh no, Gale Gaming going to be taken down by a Pyro that walks up behind him. He doesn't notice. Palm Tree on 69 HP, not for long. Nice. He's going to get taken down 9 HP now, and he ends up getting taken down by Avocado. And it's not going to be enough to really delay the point. We do have Useful going in for more rake hits, but he's beefing, and he ends up getting taken down by a rake. He gets stuck on geometry. Girl going to be taken down. Ostrich as well, and denying the point. I mean, man, this is rough.
Gale unfortunately going down to the 1v3. Palm Tree, if I was Palm Tree, I'd get the heck out and wait for my team to get back. But he is being chased
that's
down.
What he's trying, but he can't really get out very efficiently when he's got that many people chasing him.
He does lead one of the red players into his team, and they unfortunately do trade, but they did get that red kill.
Yeah, and actually, if you, as I speak, if you were on the side of DINO right there, you had that one player advantage. You could have had your team group up, and you could have taken that into the point and maybe gotten some cap time out of it. But as it stands right now, we have not seen DINO cap the point at all yet during this match. So hopefully they can regroup at some point and regain their bearings, and hopefully
we see Ox here trying to poke his way in, trying to get as many pot shots on that upper ground, and it
actually ends up taking down the kitchen staff, but he's so weak it doesn't even matter. Nick going to be taking down Duds, and Corkle going to be going down to Nick as well.
Player advantage.
It does look like Avocado going to be taken down as well. Almost, actually. Ends up barely getting away. They know it's better to not chase him. He ends up taking that pack right on the flank, and he's going to be walking in through the house maybe. Never mind, he's walking up on the low ground here. Going to be taking the 1v1, and it's not the best decision here. He ends up getting air shot. Just barely manages to surf the damage into a pack, though. And this is point time for DINO. They do have kitchen staff, the kitchen staff, fighting Oxtrus on the point, but it's not quite enough. The entire squad pulls up. Girl gets taken down. Quirkle takes down Gale Gaming, and also Palm Tree, but the kitchen staff and Duds also end up wiping. It is now one player ad for the side of DINO. Steve Corkle going to be taking the 1v2 on the point, ends up taking down Useful. Might be taking another kill with him here on 26 HP, though. He's going to run back and take up the backs. A lot of kill trading happening on that point right there.
This does look like the recapture will happen by kitchen staff. Not with them less than a minute on the clock. DINO will really need to try and regroup and get some more cap time down.
Yeah, they really need to start pulling something together here.
I mean, with plays like that, I'm not quite sure what they were thinking, what Useful was thinking there, but they do get a trade-off. They do get the player advantage, I should say.
That 2 trade-off right there. Maybe even a 3 trade-off right there. Palm Tree getting a nice frag, a nice couple of frags right there. And Dud's going to be in the middle of a 1v2. We're going to see Steve Quirkle retreating through Blue House right here, taking up that high ground, trying to get as much advantage as he possibly can. Taking that 1v1 inside of the ruins there. Now 1v2.
before fleeing right into another palm tree's face.
Oh, Duds is alone on the point. He's about to get raked by Useful. He doesn't get raked though. Useful throws all of his HP into the gutter. He ends up getting taken down. Gale Gaming.
Burn.
Oh no. This is not a good position to be in if you're on DINO. It does look like Palm Tree, the last one. He's abusing the map geometry here, but it's not going to be quite enough abuse.
Coming in, trying to get as much damage as he can, but unfortunately goes down.
It's just not quite enough. Yeah,
If Ox doesn't get on that point and try and get as much damage in as he can, this will be round 1 given to.
We do see Gale just beelining it towards the point, and Ox are going to be taking a 1v2, now a 2v2. Gale goes down. It's now a 1v2 again. This is now a 2v3. They have 3 players on the side of Kitchen Staff. Now it's 3 players on the side of DINO, 2 players on the side of DINO. It's evening out here. It's a 1v2 on the point. We have a big fight going on right now. We have Avocado fighting off Nick and Palm Tree, and comes in Steve Quirkle trying to get some damage, but he's missing a lot of his shots. He ends up hitting Palm Tree, but it's not quite enough. Avocado takes down Nick. DINO's getting a lot of cap time here. It's not quite enough. They don't have the point just yet. Avocado somehow surviving, and he ends up getting taken down. DINO takes that point, and now they have to hold it for another minute and a half with this big rush. 3 players from the side of Kitchen Staff running in. A lot of the players on fire. Useful takes down Goral. The Kitchen Staff takes down Oxtris. Gale takes down Kitchen Staff, and Duds takes down Useful. It's just 1 player on DINO contesting the point right now, and Steve Quirkle's on full HP. They have Steve Quirkle fighting off Nick here. Nick goes down. Palm Tree, the last one, able to contest the point here. Oxtris is now a spawner. Steve Quirkle getting right up on top of him, and he goes down.
Couldn't get the enough hits he needed. If Ox can come in here and try and get as much damage in, but he just speeds right into the point.
Yeah, and that's going to be the round for the Kitchen Staff.
And it does look like we got a hydration, so in between this round, we'll get a good sip in.
I have bad news. Hydrator bros. I'm out of water.
No, you want to go get that right now. You don't want to ruin the beautiful hydration moment.
Don't worry, I'll take an extra big swig when I come back from whenever we have our break. I promise.
Of course, we're going to come back, and that's going to be the biggest sip the world has ever seen. We do have the first fight happening at Pillar. The trade between Avocado and Pillar. Kitchen Staff goes down. DINO gets the player advantage. And unfortunately, no.
And now it's evening out here. Steve Quirkle going to be taking this fight on to Nick, chasing him down. He's might be able to take this kill, but I guess not. He's going to be able to back away, though. Getting forced out by Gale here. And it's going to be a big fight for the point here. Avocado getting a nice kill onto Gale, and Girl getting a nice kill onto Nick, denying the point. Nobody's capped yet. No cap time really in favor of either team here. This could get reversed at any moment. DINO now fighting down a player, though, with 1 player on 70 HP. He's 1 good hit away from being taken out of the fight for good. Girl going to be fighting on the point here. Nick going to be spawning up. Kitchen Staff going to be super weak behind the pillar, just trying to play these angles and get as much damage out as possible. He's going to be fighting Nick on the side, though, and it does look like we have Duds fighting Useful on the point here. A little bit of cap time in favor of DINO, but it's not going to be quite enough. We do have Gale running in, and also Nick running in, but it's not quite enough, and that is the fight for mid. Does look like Kitchen Staff is going to take the initial cap.
Feeds the kill. If I was Palm, I'd be running back to try and get my team, which looks like is what he's doing. It does appear Kitchen Staff may be pushing to try and get the oven strat started.
Uh-oh. We see the beginnings of the oven strap, and it does look like Avocado's going to get taken down. This is the prime time to push out if you are on the side of DINO. This is no player ad that you want to waste. This actually 2-3 player ad right now. You need to be rushing for that point. Oxtris is all alone, lonely, so lonely on the point, fighting that 1v2. He ends up getting taken down by Steve Quirkle and the Kitchen Staff himself. Steve Quirkle goes down, but there's gas on the point from the side of blue. Kitchen Staff living inside of the ruins, managing to pick up that medium pack, and he's just living, walking up behind the point right now. Going to be targeting Palm Tree, ends up taking him down. Avocado ends up taking him down. Goral coming in, taking down Gale.
And Kitchen Staff.
Useful on this point right here. 18 HP. Gas gets thrown. He's going to die to Afterburn here. Very unfortunate, but it does look like we have Oxtris fighting the point. Also going to get taken down by Steve Quirkle. And this is another cap for the side of Kitchen Staff. Another another trade.
I feel like this is a good time to mention, if Kitchen Staff wins this round, they will be winning the bronze match. So this is really a lot of pressure on DINO to try and push out and get this next round in to lead it to a 1-1 match point.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure going on right now. You do have Gale Gaming over here right by their spawn getting incinerated. Doesn't end up going down yet, I don't think. You do have Palm Tree fighting Duds over here, and he ends up getting shoved away. And Girl goes down as well. This is a one-player ad on the side of DINO. You should be rushing this in as a team, but unfortunately, Octrus is the only one that walks in towards the point, and that leaves
Palm all on his own. Unfortunately, goes down to Steve. It's now a 1v1 on the point. Avocado v Nick.
Yeah, Avocado v Nick. They're both missing a few shots at using the pillars on the point here, but this is perfect if you're on the side of Kitchen Staff. You're getting a lot of cap time. You're denying a lot of cap time for
Avocado
DINO.
using the map geometry to get that medium health pack to hopefully win him this fight.
Yeah, and there's a lot of violence going on right here. Avocado trying to fight this guy inside the ruins right now. Deciding it's not the best idea. He's going to go back to the point. We do have 3 people. We have Useful coming in from behind. Maybe going to be able to kill Duds here. 14 HP. Not quite getting him. Useful Ant chasing down...
Steve getting pinned into the corner. Oh my goodness.
Steve Quirkle somehow managing to survive. Avocado also somehow still managing to survive for right now. He might get taken down here. He actually ends up taking 2 people down. One with Afterburn, and he takes out Palm Tree. That's a 2K for Avocado just before he dies, making it a little bit easier for his team to try and refight.
Useful, unfortunately, goes down to the Kitchen Staff as they try and rush in on this point to get as much cap time in as they can.
Octrus goes down as well. Kitchen Staff getting another nice pick, and it does look like we have Duds just denying Nick anytime on the point, and that's going to be another point trade in the hands of Kitchen Staff here. Gale kind of feeding in right there.
Less than a minute on the clock in the favor of the Kitchen Staff. DINO really needs to push out and try and get as much of his cap time to try and make up for the difference.
Yeah, this is looking a little bit rough for the side of DINO here. We haven't yet seen a committed oven strategy come out. I guess Kitchen Staff either deciding they don't want to do that to him or just never having the opportunity. But there are 3 players down on the side of DINO, and it's about to be 4. Never mind, I stand corrected. Useful Ant coming in and saving Gale. Barely managing to live by the skin of his teeth. Dud's getting taken down on the point right now, and DINO's getting a bunch of cap time. The only players alive are for the side of Kitchen Staff are coming up from behind, and 2 of them are in front, so not even able to deny. Useful Ant using this geometry to his advantage, but he ends up getting taken down by Steve Quirkle. Palm Tree going to be walking up onto the point along with Octrus, and now it's a 1v3 for Octrus with 2 seconds, 1 second left on the timer for Kitchen Staff. This is now overtime, and that point gets
there. It is, ladies and gentlemen. That was the bronze match in the favor of the Kitchen Staff. They take it home, bronze medal and bragging rights for getting this far in the tournament.